apartment building there lived a beautiful family, YN and her mom-dad. She is the only child of her parents. Their family is middle class, but still we can say they are a very happy family. Her father is working outside of the country. He often comes home to meet his family at the weekend. He sends money for his family every month, and YN's mom has to manage that money perfectly so they can provide her daughter a better life. Their life is going smoothly. Her parents love her so much. Her parents are not rich people, but still they manage to provide her things as much as they are capable of. Their simple life is not going much smoothly, but still that is good. But suddenly a phone call came, and when her mother heard to the other side of person's words, her world stopped for some time as the phone she was holding slipped down from her hand, and she collapsed on the floor, and a scream left her mouth. In shock, her tears are not stopping, she crying. Hearing her mom scream, YN rushes into the living room and sees her mom's bad condition. She rushes towards her and wipes her tears and asks her, "What's wrong, Mom? Why are you crying? What happened? And why is Dad still not coming home? He told me on the phone call in the morning that he was coming home. Why is he not still here? It's 10 p.m. now, Mom. He told me that he is coming home till 11 a.m. today, but he doesn't come? Mom, tell me, where is Dad?" She starts shaking her mother and crying, as she is only 5 years old now. Her mother looks at her innocent daughter and hugs her tightly in her arms, trying hard to stop her tears from flowing down her cheeks, wetting them while she rubs her sweet innocent daughter's back and said, "My baby daddy goes far away from us, he is not coming back." Saying that, she looks at her innocent daughter's cute face and said, "So for now on, only Mama will take care of her daughter." Saying that, she looks up to stop her tears flowing down and blinking her eyes several times to stop her tears from flowing while still holding her daughter in her arms. She calmed herself because from now on she has to take care of her one and only daughter. Cause her dad has got in a drastic car accident, and in that he lost his life. And from that day on, YN's life has drastically changed. Her mom starts working hard to provide her, and YN also starts working when she comes to an age of 16. She works in a cafe as a part-time job to earn more money to help her mother to her tuition fees, college fees, and rental expenses, as they both live in a rental house. Life is not so good, but still not so bad, and today is her 21st birthday, so she came back home after ending her job as a weak smile came on her face after entering her small dining area, which is stick to her kitchen. YN sat on a couch and smiled weakly and put water in the glass and drank it in one go. YN's POV. YN remembering all other people which are around her who have family, and she said, "How lucky those people who have their family celebrate every eve, functions, and eat together." Her eyes got watered, but before her tears fell, she remembered about her mother who's doing everything for her, so if she still wants to live differently, then it would be an insult to her mother's hard work. She gets up from the couch and freshens up and wears clean clothes and comes to the kitchen. She makes simple dinner as usual, but this time she added some sweets also for the dinner, as today is her 21st birthday and she can't afford to get a cake from outside. She is remembering her childhood days when her parents gave her gifts on her birthday, remembering her dad and those beautiful days. Her mom is working as a housekeeper at John's mansion, which is no one else but the Mafia King John Jungkook's mansion. It's 9 p.m. door opened, and her mother came and her face looked tired, but seeing YN with all prepared food, her face lit up and she hugged her daughter and also wished her and gave her blessings, and then they ate dinner and slept. This is YN's 21st birthday, and in these years this how YN celebrate her birthday. She never cut cake, but in every birthday, she thoughts different things for her birthday. It's morning and YN eats her breakfast, which is left over from yesterday's, and goes to college. On the other hand, YN's mother, Mrs. Lee, is working in Big Mansion, which is also known as Devil's Den, the John Mansion. She is cleaning the room, which already looks clean, but the person who is going to live there is not normal. He is the devil in human form. He is no one else but the John Jungkook, the only son of Mr. John and Mrs. John. Jungkook's father is also a mafia lord but now his only son is running this. He is more dangerous than his father, having severe anger issues, short-tempered and low tolerance. He never thinks before killing someone who tries to hurt his family, or there is no existence for those who messed up with them. John Jungkook is a merciless devil. Well, today he is coming back from America, as his father wants him to stay with him and run his legal or illegal work from there. Mr. Lee cleaned his room again and double-checked it if everything is perfect or not. His room is dark black in color and looks like he doesn't like colors, and that theme gives chills to anyone's spine. Mrs. Lee is tired of working, but still half is left, and work is waiting for her. Mrs. Lee doesn't eat anything from breakfast this morning as she gets the news of the young master coming back, so he comes early from her house without eating anything. Mrs. Lee getting down from the stairs, then suddenly she felt dizzy, but she avoided taking deep breaths. In the mansion, everyone is happy as their young master is coming. Mr. and Mrs. John are really happy as their son has arrived. JUNGKOOK greeted his parents and took a seat beside them. Maids and guards are shaking in fear as he is looking a devil god. His aura giving goosebumps, and his dark brown eyes can read each person's mind just by looking at them. He has a bulky build-up body and dangerous control. He has several dangerous-looking tattoos all over his bulky body. Evening. Mrs. Lee coming back home after her work is done there, and she is about to cross the road. Then again she feels dizzy and feels like her surroundings feel blurry and start rotating, and this time she doesn't control it and is about to step back from the road, but suddenly a truck came towards her and hit her hard. It's been 4 hours since Wyan got this news and standing outside of ICU. Operation Theater. The doctor came and said with disappointment and a little sad face and said, "We are sorry, but your mom went in coma." Hearing this, Wyan feels like her world are stopped. She only has her mother, but now she is also lying on the death of bad. Wyan is all alone now, started crying. It's been 2 days Wyan not attending college, but she regularly going on her job. Then she got a message on her mother's phone from the main maid of John's. John Mansion. Morning. Now Wyan is standing outside of John Mansion and she look all broken and came to inform her mother's conditions and with other decision which is take after so much with her mind and heart. Wyan came inside the mansion and the first person she met was also the middle-aged woman, but that woman looking gorgeous. She is not looking more than 30 and she is none other than Mrs. John. Wyan bowed full 90% and said in a shaky nervous voice, "Hello."
Ma'am.
I'm Lee Wyan, daughter of Mrs. Lee. Can you please tell me where are? Mrs. John, in a calm, polite voice. "Oh dear, please calm down and comfortable. Actually, Lee didn't come from work a few days and before." Mrs. John completed her sentence. The main maid came and bowing again and again then said, "Sorry for interrupting you between Mrs. John, but she is Mrs. Lee, daughter, I call her." Mrs. John, after listening to the words, she said, "Oh. Wyan is actually my mother G got into an AC accident and she is in coma." Mrs. John feels very bad after hearing this, and she can see how Wyan is controlling herself, having tears in her eyes. Wyan looked at Mrs. John and said, "Ma'am C, can I ask why you asked something?" Mrs. John replied in a very polite manner, "Yeah, please dear, but first come here and drink some water." She said this while showing her the couch, so she can sit there, and she also sat there. Wyan sat beside Mrs. John and drank some water and said, Please see, can I work here on behalf of my mother." Mrs. John got shocked after hearing her words, but she agreed as it's Wyan's own choice and maybe there is a reason behind it. "Mrs., you can come here from tomorrow, dear, and don't worry, I know there is no one for you to take care of. So you can also live here with other maids, and please feel comfortable, okay dear," saying that he caressed her hair softly. And lastly, she gives her a polite smile. Go from there. After talking to Mrs. John and getting a job, Wyan is a little happy, but this is not what she thought of becoming a maid of John. After that, Wyan left from there, so she can pack her bags and come there. So first she goes to the hospital to meet her mother. Wyan is talking to her mother, who is lie there like a lifeless body. Wyan, Mom, I got a job, not W. What I thought of, but S, sometimes W. We have T to accepted W. What D, destiny B brings us. After talking to her mother and making her heart a little light, then she came back to her rental apartment and started packing her bags and stuff and left for her new life. She looks so tired, not physically, but mentally and emotionally. Wyan reached the John Mansion, and the my maid show her room, which is not big, but almost fine for one person. YN unpacked everything and lay down on the bed as it's night, and tomorrow is new life waiting for her. YN laying on the bed thinking, Appa, why you leave us? Look how our life has become, and look how our family is separated from each other. I hope one day everything becomes fine again, as well as Mom. It's okay, Appa will do everything to make Mom well, and then I will continue my studies and fulfill my dreams. End of POV. YN thought positive so she can make her heart feel better and satisfied, but she knows everything is not as easy as it looks. It was early morning, and YN got up as she could hear noises from outside. YN opened the gate and saw all the maids were going towards the living room. YN thinks maybe that the schedule of every servant there to get up quickly and start their work. YN also got ready and went behind them, and YN saw maids are working, but why this early? Head maid. Oh, dear, you got up? I thought you wouldn't come on this time, as I forget to tell you the daily routine of servants. YN frowned her eyes, herring grr, and then the main maid said, Dear, actually, as our young master is coming back. I mean, Mr. and Mrs. John's son arrived a few days ago, so he liked everything perfectly and on time and made sure to maintain tidiness. YN nodded her head after hearing her words. The head maid told YN about her work, as her work is cleaning and washing clothes, as each servant has their different work. YN took clean clothes and started dusting. She is working in her half-sleep, as this is not her routine to wake up this early in the morning. She is cleaning the hall, and now she is cleaning the upper floor and corridor. She is already tired as the mansion is so massively humongous. She was cleaning, then she suddenly heard footsteps. YN can sense someone is coming on the upper floor, and it's male as the shoes sound of male shoes, and is really perfect. YN cleaned everything in a hurry, and about to run from there as she knows it's Mafia mansion. YN turned in a hurry, and her hand got stretched by the corner of the railing. On the other side, JUNGKOOK's POV. JUNGKOOK. I got up early as today is my important meeting and I have to see our weapons supplying today, so I heading down from the stairs, then I saw workers are working and there is noise there, only pin drop silent could be hear from there, and I smirked as they know what will happen if they disobey me of by not doing work properly or chit-chatting here and there. As I was walking I saw a figure which is around 20 to 21. As I started going towards her she ran away from there, but her arm got wounded by the corner of the railing. I reached on that spot and checked there, and there was a little blood on the railing corner, which is already dried as it is not much, and I touched it, and I don't know why I smelled it, and it gave me satisfaction as if I am vampire. I don't know why, but I got an urge to see that person whom it belongs. YN, who is unknown of this, that her life is now gonna change for forever as the owner of her life has already arrived, and also got his claiming pill.